Today is the 25th of March. I'm already up to number 4 in this. Today is the day I'm going off to Ireland. And I'm apprehensive, as usual, I think, before flights and things. I've got that sense of butterflies, but not in a good way. I kind of dreamt last night I was at some kind of a party or something, and I was with different people that I didn't really know, but they were kind of important. And then it ended where I was kind of talking to Paul Bettany. I haven't dreamt of him in a long time. And he was saying something about, I'm going to help you with your grammar. Something stupid. And I kind of thought in the dream, he's trying to sell something. But yeah, the thing about this, the build-up, that I always kind of say afterward, is that this particular time period tends to disappear afterward because it becomes irrelevant somehow. Even the feeling I had before I had my implants, it fades quickly. And yet I do remember that kind of certain dread most mornings with having that implant thing coming, you know. It's obviously not the same dread going on holidays for 2 weeks. But I've got my reservations about it. I don't like the idea of spending money. That's one thing. Because we don't really have it, and it's not fair on Flo, and besides all that, I'm continually going to be using my own savings. And my money is running low in the N26, and it's just, to me, it's a kind of needless thing to spend money in restaurants. It's something I'd never do here. Or all the other bits and pieces, you know. On the other hand, when I set off, I will be free from things. There's nothing I can do with Martine or with scans or with anything else. I have to, you know, when I'm in transit, it is a moment I should be relaxed enough because I'm kind of in a different place. And then when I get to Ireland, I'm sure it'll be fine the first few days. It's just, I'm very worried about the long-term effect of being away for so long. But the other thing, like I said, which is kind of interesting, is that this period will probably disappear from memory. So it's good to make a note of it. Flo's barking at a very colourful looking little camper van. Tuco! On the path ahead. I kind of wish he was on the lead because my introverted, suspicious nature, I see a colourful camper van like this, I don't like it. I like my path to be clear. I don't know who's in this thing. I don't know if there's a dog. Anyway, I'm on my last walk with Tuco. It's 9 o'clock in the morning. Flo's gone to yoga. We rearranged the room a bit now. I've got my desk in the corner where Flo used to do her yoga. It's proving quite successful. Flo's been she's been very high the last couple of days. Talking a lot. Because I think of the changes she's made, she's quite happy with turning her own room into a yoga room, and moving the big table out so she can do sculpture in the kitchen area, and it seems to have cheered her up. It's also a bit scarily like the people that they're very high for a short space of time, and then they become Ali to go no Ali then they become quite low, you know, that bipolar effect. I've seen that with Flo before. She can be, you know, incredibly up, and all of a sudden it's like everything seems to be fantastic, and then something can happen, even a small thing, and the mood can crash. But hopefully she'll stay high till I catch my bus. Then she'll have a few weeks without me. I don't know how that would be for her. I know for me, the first time she went to India, I was very sad when I came back from Labrie, and I had this uncontrollable moment of sadness. I looked at the place, and Flo wasn't there and wasn't going to be for a while, and I looked at the cups that we both had our coffee that morning, and I just started crying. I don't know if Flo will have maybe when she comes back and sees everything and knows I'm not there, definitely not going to be there for a while. Maybe in the morning when she gets up and the bed's empty. I don't know how it affects people. Maybe nothing. I'm pretty sure she'll be brutally honest with me, though. She won't make anything up. And me, well, there's something about Carlo that always it's a place to visit for a short period, but I don't want to meet anyone. It's funny, there was a time I did maybe want to meet people. Now I don't want to meet Kieran Egan. I don't want to see David Dooley. I don't want to go anywhere. Even seeing my brother is all of a sudden seems a bit of a complexity. I don't know why that is. There's some kind of deep psychological reasons for it. I think all the way back to being a kind of a failure of drama centre stuff and people knowing about stuff like that. I know it's kind of stupid, it was so long ago, and maybe that's not the reason, but there is definitely some resistance and some fear as well. There's a fear of meeting the wrong people, being attacked. There is a reminder of depressing times in the past. Somehow Carlo has baggage for me. Lots of baggage. It's funny. I'll have to see when I get there if I am different. I won't be bringing this device, but I do have another little music device that I can do an audio into that and see how I feel when I'm there. Sometimes it's like the waiting room syndrome in the dentist, and when you're actually there, it's you don't know. It's not that bad, you know. I hope it'll be like that. I'd really like to be able to get my social security number, check any pension I might have. I'd love to somehow have a conversation about jobs. Somehow look into the aspect of, well, would it be too bad if you I mean, I can even talking about it, even talking about that makes my stomach go tight. The very idea of packing a suitcase to go back to Carlow for a couple of months to work. There's the dynamic, I guess, with the family in some sense as well. I mean, when I'm with Martina, it's okay, but there's a lot of tension between Martina and Catherine. And Callie and Catherine, well, I can't help keep remembering that when Catherine was on the phone and I walked up behind her and when we were coming back to the station in Cannes, and she seemed to be just saying a whole lot of negative stuff about the day, you know, like, oh no, it's terrible, no, it wasn't worth coming here, no, and she was talking about Cannes, I think, unless half an hour would have done, no, there's nothing here, no, it's crap. It seemed to be like that. Then there's Callie, and then there's John, the episode in the train with the dog, and the constant going to the same place to have a pizza. But for me, like I said earlier, I hate spending money that I don't, that wasn't really necessary. If this holiday wasn't, and I have to say to myself, I was kind of bumped into this. It wasn't my idea. I have to say that to Flo more. It's not like I woke up one morning and said I'm going to book a flight for a week in Carlow, and then I'm going to go to Spain for another week, Flo, because I just can't wait to get away. It wasn't like that. We had a big conversation with Flo. She was going on and on about wanting me to go away for a few weeks, go to Ireland and look for jobs and stuff, but there was mainly also to get away, give her a space. And then Martina brought up the whole thing about going to Marbella with my mother. And Martina is great. I mean, she's paying for everything. But I am very tight with money. I really am. And I think Flo's aware of that. I think she knows I'm not like... It's just, I think when you come from a place and you've had some time like I had in London, I wouldn't have thought it ended up being such an absolute... I don't know if the word is pivotal moment in your life, but a moment that you go back to very, very often. It's like the drama centre is one thing, but the year or so in Heatherfield Court is another one of those moments that will never leave me. I kind of immortalised it by writing so much at the time about it. But I had no money then. I had absolutely no money. I had no prospects. After what happened, I was in fear. And I was, which I kind of, I forget it a little bit, but if I read my diaries, you can see that at the beginning of my stay with that lady, I was under constant pressure to find some way of paying the rent. I was waiting on the housing department to pay the rent, and the woman was threatening me with eviction every now and again, and I constantly owed her money. It was a horrible period, and kind of certain things stay with you. You hear it mentioned in movies and stuff, and it's true. And I think I will always have the greatest respect for money after that. Because when you're in a position, and at the time 50 cents made a difference. 50 cents got me a packet of Rolo and a packet of crisps. Seriously, 50 cents was something. £5 at the time was what I had sometimes to try and keep me going for the week in terms of food and stuff. So when you have that situation, then it always stays with you. And 50 pence or 50 cents always has some value. I think it's why I ended up bagging up all the coins in the jar, all the pennies and 2 pennies, because they all mean something to me because of that experience. I remember it very vividly, of going through the drawers and things in my little room in Heatherfield, looking for anything to buy a packet of crisps or something. I think that's probably why I put all those coins. I spent about an hour counting them all up, putting them in a bag, and then putting them in the bank, the Crédit Agricole, which came to the grand total of €22.25. A lot of people couldn't be asked. And it's like that for everything, it's a great torment to me to be spending money and not putting it back. If there was some money coming in, even like when I was doing the course, if it was 700 at the end of the month, or if I got the benefit and it was 900 or 1,000 at the end of the month, it's a different situation, because you're thinking, well, I can spend this much or that much, but as long as there's more coming in than going out, I'm okay. So, but at the moment, no matter what I spend, it's only going one way. It's not going back. Last night I went to my MAF because Flo said I had to stop. She'd set up we were both taking €50 a month from the Crédit Agricole savings. I had to stop my 50 because, well, it's only her money going in now, and she doesn't see why she should be paying 50 for me as well, so I cancelled the thing. The money is definitely there. It's important for me, and it's not a very kind of romantic notion, is it? It's not something. Well, I'll have to tell someone, because I think my mother and Martina, they need to know. It's just the way it is. But it's not a nice thing to be going on about. It's not something I like to go on about anyway. So there's that. There's this obviously this unsolved working thing, and trying to earn money somehow to kind of fix that problem I've just been talking about. Patrice's wife, Hosanna's mum, got a job at Labrian, where you have the health food shop on the roundabout. And Flo's been going on and on to me about, well, if she can get a job, why can't you? As if that kind of makes sense, or makes any sense. I have so little confidence as well when it comes to the job front, There are brief moments when I feel very like the bipolar I was talking about earlier. There are brief moments I feel super confident, and I think I could work anywhere. It's just to earn some money. Who gives a shit if I'm any good at the job? Who cares if I get fired from the job? It doesn't really matter. But somehow I'm the type of person that won't do a shitty job. I can't be I'm conscientious about things, and I get stressed about them whether I like it or not. I take it seriously, and if someone is kind of telling me to do something and I can see that they're kind of rolling their eyes to the other people because they're frustrated that they're with someone who seems stupid because he doesn't know what you're saying. I wish I could be like Kevin Spacey and be like, this, none of this bothers me, I don't care. It's really all your problem, it's not mine. I just want the money from you people. I don't care how good I do the job. I don't care what you think of me. I wish I was like that, but sadly, I'm not. And when I get in these situations, these work situations, I tend to revert. You know, even if I'm trying to psychologically be Kevin Spacey, I tend to revert back to, you know, Eddie Fitzgerald sweating like a pig on his first day working in Straw Hall, or Eddie Fitzgerald kind of been slightly terrified in the choral place, the bookies, in case he makes a mistake, dreading to go to work in the morning. I don't want to be in a situation like that. The internship in Carrefour was kind of unpleasant when I'm thinking back. I know it was just a few days and I may have gotten used to it. It may have metamorphosized into something else, but thinking back on it now, I don't really have pleasant memories. It's just, again, it's like, there's something. I think I could have got to the point if I'd stuck it out where I would have maybe got to that Kevin Spacey thing in that situation. I would have maybe got to the, well, you know, it'll be worth it when you get your paycheck at the end of the month. Something like that. But that's there. The job would obviously, it'd solve some problems. And if I had the job and the money and Flo is very happy, there would then probably still be the Flo going into the mode of I want to be on my own, I don't want you here. That would probably persist. And if that didn't persist and I had lots of money and everything, I'm pretty sure the health issues would then come along, and that they would be in the driving seat, causing me some kind of stress. It's very hard to. I'm kind of experienced enough to know that there is something there that will always be slightly amiss doing. Tuco, stop. Just checking the mail, Tuco. Nothing. Something will always be slightly amiss. I'd still find myself like yesterday. I couldn't find the extra battery from my Insta360 camera, and it drove me nuts. I was going around the house for about 2 hours looking for this thing. And it overtook everything. The search for this little battery. You can buy them online. I've never used it, you know. But it just absolutely overtook everything in my mind for 2 hours. It's kind of an obsession. So that must have been quite long. 24 minutes. It's funny, I did the whole walk. I walked all the way to what we call the aquarium. It's about 25 minutes for Tuco's walk. I'm going to carry on for a little bit because I'm stressed. I'm stressed about the the whole business, not just the travelling, but life in general. I think that finding a job, the situation with Flo, I can see Bob coming back. He's coming back the same way I came, beside Bernard's garden. It must have been maybe on the other side of the road. Interesting thought the other day. I was thinking my mum is 85, she's 25 years older than me, and I thought I could have 25 years left, maybe even more. And I thought, 25 years ago was 2021, and I just about perhaps met Flo for the very first time. In fact, I may not have met her yet. I think it was possibly in September. But 2021, I was in my place in Pope's Lane. I wasn't with Shawnee anymore. But can you imagine, I hadn't met Flo. I was in the video shop in 2021, and by the end of the year, like December or something, I would have been finished there. And I'm not completely sure about the dates, but it seems like that would have at least been the very beginning. So all the things that happened between then and now. I met Flo. We moved into Boston Manor. I put all my pictures up. I finished in a drunken state, a drunken haze with the prime time. And then I worked in all those survey places, NOP. I can't even remember the names of them, about 3 or 4 different places. I worked in Coral for a few months. I got the big job with Deloitte's. I bought some new clothes. I paid off my debt. We had all these walks in Richmond. We did all that life together and watched lots of Frasier and had that kind of a golden period. I had our wedding and no, the wedding didn't come for quite a while yet. But then we came to France, and I had that experience in Lyon, and I wasn't very good, and I felt a bit sick, and I learned the French and Michel Thomas, and then we went to Narbonne with the sun, and I loved the flat, and it was very tough because I had no job, and it didn't look like I was getting one, and then I eventually got the money sorted out with that lady Ange, and I was going to get my 2,000 a month, and I was going to be back paid. And all the trips and the Cobier and the wine and the Intermarché and the Christmases and all the holidays, and then the long search for a business, and then the beginning of the Connemara and the alcohol and the beer and the Guinness and the musicians and the guys and Pedro and the years and years of relative. After I stopped drinking, there was quite a long period, a good decade I suppose, of reasonable stability for me. With a job I liked, a routine I liked, money there, a certain calmness. Still problems with Flo every now and again, but so much time through all the Connemara stuff, the endless years. And then that ended in getting up to where we are now and the health episodes. The point I'm making is that I could have all that again. It probably won't be the same because, well, obviously it won't be the same, and time-wise it may go quicker because it's like comparing the last 10 years with me going from the age of 10 to the age of 20. There is a different kind of time is slightly different. But still, the notion that there's a big chunk of unknown stuff where it's possible we won't be here in this place. It's possible I won't be here in this place, and maybe Flo will. It's possible I could be on my own somewhere for years and years and years, and hopefully enjoying that. And that could be a whole new thing that goes on for a long, long time. No one knows, obviously. Hello, Luna. Hello, Bob. Hello, Tuco. Everybody's here. They're all looking at me. No one knows, but it's good to be positive. Just to be positive and think, yeah, why not, So for the rest of this morning, I'm going to make my coffee, and I'm going to, I think, just go back and relax a bit with my Anno game, which I've been streaming. I'm up to about 12 or 13 episodes, and I've had a lot of fun in it, but now it's getting to the point where I'm not quite sure what to do next in it. But I might just go and find I've got lots of islands with nothing on them, and it's kind of relaxing sometimes just to go into Anno mode, finish my packing, get all my electrical things like my little device to listen to music, I'm bringing my 360-degree camera. Just get everything all ready, so I literally just have to go. God, it's so weird. You think I'd be some way a little happy, but it's almost like I feel I'm going to the hospital. It's like, it's a terrible kind of state of psyche I have, that I can't find any joy in this trip. You'd think a normal person would be like, you're going back to your hometown. There's a chance you might see some of your friends. You're going to be with your mom. You'll get to watch all these English programs from your childhood. You get to eat all the food that you don't get over here. It's like, what is there not to be? And then you're off to the sun in Marbella. You get to watch all those people and go to the cafe. You'd think I could find some fucking enthusiasm somewhere for it all. But I haven't had my coffee yet, and perhaps as soon as I get on the bus, I will be in that kind of transition mode, and I'll be like, well, at least for the next couple of weeks, as long as I don't torment myself too much with the money aspect, I will be free. There's nothing I can do about jobs. There's nothing I can do about Martine, although that's not true. Flo will contact me and say, it doesn't matter that you're in Ireland, you can still talk to Martine. You can still ask her if she needs you to do anything. You can still say, get the woman to send you the questionnaire for the autism. You can still look for jobs. You can still find about your pension. This is going to be. But let's say I just put all that out of my mind. There's nothing anyone can do. Anyway, I'm going to have to make some coffee. God, my mood's bad. Hopefully I'll be feeling a little better once I have something sweet. Adios from now. That's the end of number 4 on this 25th of March, 2026. I would like to listen back to these at some point. There's so many. It would need to be in some kind of, but like I just was saying earlier, you never know. If I go like my mom, if I have lots of time left, there may well be a routine that I find myself in a decade, where I have a pension, I have stability, I have some place I'm renting or living in. And every day I go walking, and every day I listen to some of these things. I go back to the beginning, because by then this stuff will be like maybe 20 years old. And it'll mean something, and I'll go through it all. So if you are at that point, I say hello to you, and I hope it gets better internally. What more can I say, really? I mean, I got nothing really to be stressed about. It's true. Flo said that to me. Life is so easier than for so many people. And yet I can't just deny the fact that at this moment anyway, I really feel this, just this stress inside, this weight, it's like a dread of something unknown, you know. And my mind works in this very false way of saying, if you could get a job, it'd all be fine. And it won't. It won't. If you had €1,000,000, it'd all be fine. It won't. There's something in me that comes back and comes back, and obviously if certain problems are solved and I have a routine and I don't have to think of anything, and just because, you know, the routine is the thing. But I'm sorry about this. I'm just find myself in one of those deep inclines at the moment. It could be completely gone in 2 minutes, and then I could be feeling quite positive for a month. Who knows? It's just the way it goes. So I shall say goodbye. I hope everything's great in the future. I hope there's some value in these for you, for me. Some value. And I will sign off. Hopefully I'll be back, and I shall do number 5 in the middle of April, and then we can talk about how the 2 weeks went. I'll have a completely different atmosphere to the next one. It'll be all about how things went. But adios for now.